between Parker and Kadeem, who has pushed who more?
I think it's really been equal in many ways. You know, Parker's more of a true point guard. He plays only one position, and there are some days that I think Parker does an excellent job. But Kadeem's size and length is a great matchup for any guard, and I really believe that it's bringing out the best in Parker. He's had actually, if you think about it, since Parker's arrived here, he's dealt with TJ on a daily basis, and then he flipped here to Kadeem. Just if you evaluate both as defensive players, that's two great matchups for a guy to go against every day, and we like how that's working out. Judging our point guard position now, what I hope is that every game, every week, you see incremental improvement. You know, you would see that their experience alone, as they get game experience and they just keep adding to their practices, they'll learn their trade better, more dependable, better across the board. And I think in both cases, each guy is working to improve.
Is there a leader right now? I'm sorry. Is there a leader right at the position right now?
I wouldn't say it. They're completely two different players. They're going to combine in the 40 minutes of the game to play that position for us. And right now, who starts on Sunday may not be the starter next Friday. I could see not only that position, but a number of positions here early on changing before we finally settle in. And we expected that based on the change of roles and the number of players that are even.
With Ray's injury, who does that open the door for maybe more time at the three?
Well, a lot of players, and that's something that we're working out right now. We could play Alonzo Trier and Gabe York together with the point guard and have a three-guard look. And that gives us maybe some strength offensively, firepower, shooting. We're certainly going to be smaller on defense, and a lot of that will depend on how those three guys function as a unit on defense. You know, you can really sacrifice a lot when you start playing that small. Mark Tollefson, we knew when we brought him here, was going to have the opportunity to play both the 3 and the 4. I would say for him, playing as much 3 as we expected, maybe even more now. Mark's just the opposite. He gives you more of a traditional small forward, 6'8", can offensive rebound, and as you guys know, he also can make open shots. He hasn't played a lot in practice there because, you know, we've been down without Caleb and Ray. But I also think that's good for him. You know, being able to give him a blend of inside and outside will develop him the fastest way that we can.
So do you have any starters in mind yet, or for Sunday, or have you gotten that far with any guys? And is Caleb for sure out, or could he test a little bit?
Ryan Anderson has been our best player, hands down. I would say that he's dominated the practices. Very similar to Solomon Hill in his senior year, or T.J. McConnell a year ago, in that you know, he dominates the action in virtually everything that we do. You know, we give that gold jersey out to the best practice player for a week. You know, it doesn't favor a big player, a small player. I think we have a system in place that, you know, the best overall player is going to win it. And he's won it 6 consecutive weeks, and he's been unchallenged. So he was also excellent the other night and this past weekend in our scrimmage. And I would say he's one of our pleasant surprises because, you know, we believed in him and we were around him every day last year. But he made a huge jump this offseason physically. And sometimes you forget the value of a player that's played 3 years already. He doesn't come to you as a new freshman. He's somebody that knows how to work hard and knows how to play. But he's a tremendous leader, and he's a very good player. You know, I look for him, especially if his health stays intact, to have a great year for us.
So the other starters, do you go off for an exhibition like this, off a lot of the practice stats like with Ryan, and is there anybody emerged 2, 3, or 5?
Yeah, we do. And then, you know, the two things that work itself out are you can't start 4 front court players or you can't start 4 guards, and sometimes they're the best overall practice players. So you have to play, you know, the positions necessary. And then sometimes guys aren't healthy. You know, in Caleb's case, he hasn't had 20-plus practices this year. He's only practicing in a select few, so it's tough to evaluate him. But I think the history of Caleb and knowing who he is, he's one of our 5 best players. So initially we'll start, and then the other part of it is defense. You know, although steals and blocks are accounted for, you know, who really understands defense, that's not always taken into account with the gold standard. So we try to put those guys out there as well.